YouTube, I'm back, and today we're talking all about how to stay healthy while working a desk job. I know firsthand how hard it can be to balance a 9 to 5 desk job while also working towards your health and fitness goals, but I promise it doesn't have to be that way. And today I'm sharing all the tips that help me get into the best shape of my life while working a sedentary desk job. About 10 years ago, I transitioned from university life to my first corporate job, and without even trying, I gained about 10 pounds just due to my activity levels and my lifestyle changing. Since then, I've mastered how to use my desk job to work with me towards my health goals. And if you're just starting out on your health and fitness journey, don't be intimidated or overwhelmed by all these tips because I promise, even if you just implement one or two, you're gonna see huge shifts in your overall health and energy. These tips are all about maximizing your time and doing little bits here and there because little by little, a little becomes a lot. I hope that you like these tips, and if you do, please leave me any comments or feedback because I'd love to hear from you. All right, let's dive in.
The first tip is one that if you're not a morning person, you might be rolling your eyes, but don't worry because none of the other tips have anything to do with waking up early. But if you can, squeezing in a workout before your workday begins has so many benefits. There's actually been studies that show a morning workout can improve your decision making and your concentration. I know for me personally, my mind is so clear and my stress is definitely reduced after my morning workout. But the funny thing is, I used to be someone who would say, oh, I could never work out at 5 a.m. or I would never work out at home. And that was all before I had my son. And now if I don't do it in the morning, life gets so busy and hectic that I just won't do it at all. And I know this isn't for everyone, but if you are interested, I have an entire other video on my channel of my 5 a.m. morning routine, and I share all the tips and tricks that help get me motivated to work out in the morning and stay consistent. It's important to also realize that even just 25 or 30 minutes can make a huge impact. Your workouts do not need to be an hour long. Mine are rarely longer than 40 minutes, and I've seen such good results. For me, the best thing about 5 a.m. workouts is that the very first thing I'm doing is something for me. As a working mom, I can often feel like I'm being needed by others a lot, but at 5 a.m., there's very few distractions. My boss isn't calling me, my son's not calling out for me most of the time, and I can really focus on having some productive me time. It is hard to adjust, and like I said, it's definitely not for everyone, but give it a try, and within 3 to 4 weeks, you'll find your rhythm and never look back. Tip number 2 is to start the day with a high protein breakfast. I personally love a protein shake. I load it with frozen bananas, peanut butter, chocolate whey protein powder, and almond milk. It's delicious, and I can also take it on the go with me if I'm dropping my son off. And if you have a commute, it's super convenient breakfast. It can also be made the night before for a quick grab and go. Eating a high protein breakfast is important for everyone, but especially us desk people, because it helps maintain our muscle mass. It also helps us burn more calories and makes us feel more full. When you're sitting at your desk and not moving a lot throughout the day, it is unfortunately a lot easier to go over your calorie target, whether that's maintenance or weight loss. Getting at least 30 grams of protein in at breakfast also keeps our blood sugar stable, which is so important for energy levels. Some other options I love if you're not into smoothies are egg or egg white wraps with turkey bacon and Greek yogurt bowls. I'm using the Ninja blender, and this is not sponsored at all. I just love this blender. I used to have the Vitamix, and this one definitely is comparable for a fraction of the cost. I put ice, frozen fruit, anything in there, and it blends it so well into this thick, creamy, delicious shake that will keep me full all morning. The third tip is all about hydration and beverages. And if you're a coffee lover, I totally feel you because so am I, but I do try to limit my coffee to 1 cup a day. I find that when I'm less active Monday to Friday at my desk job, having too much coffee makes me crash and feel more sluggish. When I first started working after university, I probably had at least 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day in the office. So if I can transition, there's hope for anyone. On the same topic of hydration, water is key, and a water bottle with a straw is so helpful as the straw cues your brain to take more frequent sips. Drinking more water also means more trips to the bathroom, which is a great way to make sure that you're periodically standing and walking throughout the day while you're sitting and staring at your screen for hours and hours. The fourth tip is to have a healthy lunch packed and ready to go. I usually meal prep to have enough lunches for a couple of days every Sunday, and the few hours of investment that it takes is so worth it. When putting together a lunch, I try to focus on what will give me energy, not anything too heavy, but it also has to be substantial enough to power through the afternoon. I try to focus on a lean protein source and then add in some healthy fats and carbs around that to make it a macro balanced meal. When you have your lunch ready to go, it also saves you time having to run and grab something, so you can use your lunch hour more efficiently, which leads me into tip number 5, which is probably my favorite, and that is my non-negotiable lunchtime walk. I can't believe I used to think I was too busy at work to take a break and get outside. I'm not saying that a walk is going to solve all your problems, but there are few problems that are made worse by going on a walk. Even on my busiest, most stressful day, I remind myself that getting outside for 15 minutes will be good not only for my physical health, but my mental health as well, and I'm going to come back stronger to complete my tasks. Spending time outdoors reduces stress, boosts our mood, and also gives a nice dose of vitamin D that most of us need. I'm Canadian, so I do understand not every single day is weather permitting, but even in the wintertime, I still bundle up and get out, even if it's just for 10 minutes. When you work a desk job, this lunchtime walk can get you an important chunk of your daily step goal. And walking is one of the most underrated forms of exercise. It's free, it doesn't have to take up too much of your time, and it's beginner friendly.
So I just got back from the walk and it was 16 minutes, but now I'm at 4,000 steps for the day. And my goal is between 8 and 10,000 steps. So just getting that little walk in, it helps so much help me reach that goal. It's so important.
My last tip is just do what you can at your desk. And what I mean by this is stand and stretch periodically. Depending on the type of meeting, if I'm just a participant or active listening, I always try to stand for these meetings. Another amazing option is a standing desk or a walking pad. I haven't currently invested in those, and if you haven't either, that's totally okay because we can always work with what we have and make the most of it. Even 10 minutes of standing will help break up all the sitting. And there you have it. Those are my 6 tips for living a healthy life while working a desk job. I hope you liked the video and found it helpful, and I'll see you next time.